Hi, my name is Bailey Sullivan, and I'm here to talk to you today about recruitment and advertising in the food service industry. Your mother always told you to limit your video game play, but did you ever think that it might lead to your new career? Well, the Marriott Hotel thinks so. In fact, they've created a game called My Marriott Hotel. It allows the player to take the role of a food service manager in the restaurant of the Marriott Hotel. You begin with a few choices, such as which ingredients to buy for which entrees. However, the Marriott Hotel has decided to make this game much more detailed than any other previous food service type game. Sure, you may have played Cookin' Mama and had a good time, but did you really learn much about the food service industry? Probably not. The Marriott Hotel has allowed you to really get a hands-on experience of what it might be like to run a hotel. The first choices you make, as I said, were to buy ingredients. However, instead of just buying lettuce or ham, you get to choose which type of lettuce, which quality, and of course, the quality defines the price. Next, you move on to buying equipment. Once again, you could just choose an old stove that might run out on you in a few days in the game, or you could buy one of the newest stoves. However, it might leave you with too little money to buy more ingredients when you need them. The third aspect of the game, when you first begin, is to hire your staff. I thought this was very interesting because in most food service type games that I have played, you usually are assigned a staff already. Maybe some of the food runners are too slow or too fast, but very nice. However, in this game, you got to look at people's past histories and experience, and this would determine their salary. I thought it kind of gave you a hands-on experience about what it might be like if you, for yourself, ever wanted to hire someone. I thought it was very interesting, and it definitely is a more detail-oriented game. I've played it only a little bit, and I do think that it does make a fun balance of doing something in the food industry. Of course, I do have a biased opinion as I go to culinary school. I'd say that the game is very effective for people who might not know too much about the industry. Yes, it doesn't include everything that, is a real life experience, but you can really only get that from being in a kitchen, 12 hours a day. But for people who are interested in it, I definitely think that it will allow them to pursue doing something that they want to do. As a child, I read a book series called Dish, which was about a few girls who opened up their own catering business. I absolutely loved the book, and it's actually what allowed me to start looking into the food service industry. Sure, I had many other experiences with food as a kid, but really, it was the book that made me want to go out and take cooking classes at, just a local place around town. I'd say that it's a very effective concept for the game, and although My Marriott Hotel might be the first of its kind for the food industry, it is definitely not the first of its kind for the workplace. The first game that was created, which is similar in its attempts to allow the player to have a piqued interest in the concept of the game and hope to pursue it as a career, was a game created by the military. It was created at a very low budget, it was very low cost, but extremely popular. They thought it was a very effective tool to allow people and recruit them into the military. It's no surprise, I think, because games are, of course, oriented to usually a younger crowd, which is also the group that usually tends to go out for recruitment for the military. It's also just a good time to try to reach kids. Video games are, although played by many adults, very oriented for kids, and I think that it allows them to try to find a career that they like and find is fun early on. It's really good a game because it definitely does balance having fun and learning, just as really anything you really want to learn should. As I said before, it doesn't give you a super in-depth idea of the food industry, but I may just be saying this because, I've been working in a restaurant currently and I've been going to culinary school. For someone who doesn't have that experience, I think it would definitely push them to maybe pursue going to culinary school or just start working in the hospitality industry. The article said that there's more than 50,000 jobs to be had in the hotel industry, and I think that's also good for the player to know because it doesn't make that seem like it's an impossible goal for them to reach. Now, I can't say that I recommend this for every business. Obviously, your local shop that just, sells burgers and fries isn't going to invest the money to make a video game in order to try to get people to join their industry. However, the Marriott Hotel is a very big business and they do have a very large budget. They can afford creating a video game that's fast and fun and put it on Facebook for people to just play while they're talking to their friends or looking at their friends' photos. It's a really good idea and it's a good medium to try to reach people on, I think. There's been very successful games such as Farmville, which I'm not sure how many people it's really encouraged to, go out there and farm. However, an industry that's much more accessible, like the food service industry is, will be a very good idea to have as a game on there. The more realistic approach to it as well, I think, will convince players to consider it as a career. So overall, I think it's a very effective idea if you do have the funding for it. I think it's cool that they're trying to make it into a game, and it's an important aspect of it. If anything you want to do, you have to know it's fun, and the food service industry is a lot more fun than sitting at a desk for some people. Some people don't have the patience for it, and they need to move around. And I think it's a good idea that an industry where you have to take a hands-on approach has created a game that you do have to take a hands-on approach to play the game. It's probably for kinesthetic learners, which I think is a really beneficial thing for it. And I think that the game has proved very successful, and that I'm not sure about the stats of how many people have come to the hotel industry because of the game. But I do think that it's a good influence, and it should be considered for the companies that can buy it. Thank you.